Welcome to the first and probably the last episode of the Temzy show. Today we'll be doing a Sonictuber podcast. I'm here with the boys. We got Chow Mix, Comic, Matt Has No Cuts, and Sonictuber. We're going to be discussing a few things about like the Sonic franchise and the future of Sonic, so that's going to be interesting. Right now, the first one we're going to do, I've got a list of stuff that I personally want Sega to do, and we're going to see what these guys think about it and what their thoughts on it are going to be. So we good to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
All good.
Alrighty, let's go. First one. They need better writers.
Yes. I am very confident. I'm very confident they're not going to return. I believe they had some contract until like 2018 or 19 or something, and nothing has been renewed, at least publicly. I'm pretty sure Sega and Sonic Team are aware that people don't like the writing, and I'm pretty confident they're not going to come back for these newer games. However, it's very unclear who will for the series, so that's kind of the interesting question I think we should be asking.
And I mean, the writers won't fix everything, because I mean, for an example, in the IDW comics, Shadow has to be pretty much the same way, where he's just always upset and edgy. Doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, I'd actually argue that somehow...
Yeah, I don't like that. That's like a B-Tech Vegeta.
Somehow Shadow is actually worse in the IDW comics. I mean, I don't know if he gets just more screen time there, but I just feel as though, I don't know how, but he's worse than he is in the games. Because in the games, I mean, he's not really... When's the last time he really did anything? I mean, Forces, I guess, but even still, 3 levels of the bare minimum story?
I wouldn't even consider Shadow to be bad in Forces. He's just very irrelevant, and he does not have much of a presence.
Exactly.
I mean, you can maybe consider that bad, but in terms of what he actually does, I wouldn't say it's like bad, but it's also not good.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, in the comics, he has a lot of time where he's doing stuff, but even when he's doing stuff, he's just like, I guess really, I don't know, Vegeta-like, and it's just like he wants to be the best at everything, and just thinks he can do everything on his own, and it's just kind of like, why are you doing this? You've never been written like this.
Yeah, it's just a warm-up for Vegeta.
It's weird.
Yeah, we'll never get the old Shadow back, because I mean, no matter what the writers have, Sonic Team will always tell the writers specific guidelines that they have to follow, like the Shadow situation.
Right, like the Sega mandates.
Oh yeah, the mandates, the Sega mandates.
So actually, I'm not really too big into the comics.
Show currency.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, some of the mandates are weird. Is it like confirmed that those are real, or is that just kind of a well-accepted rumor?
I don't think they're like
is,
written down. Oh god, my bad.
I'm not sure.
I think Shadow is. I don't know if the rings are with like the currency and all that.
Right.
Yeah, I was trying to look for it for a video. There's nothing like set in stone written down about it. I believe it's just kind of like vocalized. Like, this is just a general guidelines what you can't do. Now the Shadow thing definitely has to be written, because there's no reason why this is continuing to happen. But the whole cryptocurrency, like money, like, what? Nah, that's a little ridiculous. I mean, I believe that it's Sega definitely said not to do anything with money, but there's anything written about it now.
Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this next one, Sonictuber, you're gonna be really into this next one. They need to return to the like shonen style and stop pandering to the new fans. Like, you know, the kind of early 2000s anime style. Yeah. Like, I remember you and Gamer Guide made some videos about that, so please, tell us your points on that.
Well, I mean, basically, just to sum it up, is like the writing, and I think most of us would agree on this, the writing in like the Adventure 2, Unleashed, all that kind of good stuff right there, I feel like that's kind of what you need to do, because Sonic has always been, or at least during that time, was already set in stone to be this shonen character. Like, he's supposed to be that hero that's like a teenager, I guess, stopping this old dude looking Eggman type guy, and that's just kind of the trope they had set up. And I feel like that's just the way they should go, because the stories were I mean, I don't know if it's arguable, but the stories were better then, the writing was better then, and also you just kind of had like more of a connection to the world he was in. Now with Lost World and stuff like that, I don't think the story there was necessarily bad. I just really don't like the characters, and the writing is poor. So I feel like with good writers and a good story, with good direction, I feel as though you can even make a bad gameplay Sonic game entertaining. Hence Sonic 06.
There is something about that dark age of Sonic where they weren't afraid to tell these edgier stories. And they did get a lot of flack back then. But just kind of like looking in retrospect to what we have now, I think we kind of took them for granted. And I do wish that they would kind of return to being a little bit edgier, maybe not as edgy as like Shadow the Hedgehog, but definitely in that realm of like Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 1. But yeah, I think the writer Maekawa, he's the guy who did he wrote the story for SA2. He really wants to come back. He's like very vocal about how he wants to return to write for this series. So I think it would be it wouldn't be very smart of Sega and the Sonic team to just completely ignore that.
I actually didn't know that, and I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, I think I heard about that from Speed Supersonic. Anyways, there was something for like when it comes to writing, I feel like there's a lot wrong with the script more than the story. Like Sonic Colors, the premise of the story and the story doesn't seem that bad, but the script is just so bad, and it just it's unbearable at times.
Agreed.
Bloody nose hair.
I mean, like freeing aliens, going on a quest, like, you can't beat that.
Like even Force's concept, like looking at, like even the concept art, like when I first heard about Forces, like the premise of the story, Phantom Ruby type thing, you got Sonic basically being beaten by Eggman in prison or something like that. The way they set it up, it's not bad. Like it actually sounds really interesting, but the execution is where it falls short. Like this game, Forces could have had a really good story, but because of like the poor writing and how quick the game is to, you know, do certain things, like Sonic really didn't even have any problems when he was in jail. He was just kind of like sitting there, and it was just kind of underwhelming. But
yeah, they said he was tortured. Yeah, we didn't see any of that. He was just in a jail cell.
Perfectly fine. And I get you don't want to show like the character getting you don't want to show the character getting tortured to people. Like your target audience is probably like, you know, younger teenagers, and you probably don't want to show like their character getting tortured or whatever. But if you're not going to do that, don't say he's getting tortured, because then you have people thinking things.
So I actually said the same thing in my Sonic Forces video, but I don't know how true this is, but a lot of people were that was actually a mistranslation. So I don't know if that.
I've heard that as well.
What they were trying to do. Yeah, but I said pretty much the same exact thing.
Well, see, that makes sense. That makes sense though.
Yeah, I'm guessing the American writers wanted to make it more edgy.
Yeah, that's ironic as well, because we got that Sand Hill, Green Hill joke where it's supposed to say Sand Hell, but they censored that to make it more kid friendly. Yeah. Did you? I saw this video with the original Japanese script, and he said Green Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hell, but they changed it to Sand Hill to like made it more kid friendly. I'll send you guys a link if I can find it.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that also.
I think now we know who's responsible for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Also, in Japanese, wasn't it? Didn't Sonic call Infinite a very negative, mean?
Yeah.
There was one cutscene with him in silver.
He's
I saw
a bit
that.
more.
Yeah, I guess he was, isn't he? Also, in Sonic X, he has a couple bad words, but
It happened. I think that all Japanese versions of the adventure games, he's a bit more foul-mouthed. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty funny.
They got away with Shadow cussing up a storm in his own game.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, to be honest, in Japan, they don't really see swear words the same way we do in the West. Like, it's hard to explain, but like, you know, it's the context we give behind these words. In Japan, they just say it willy-nilly because it doesn't mean as much. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's actually true.
Yeah, I
Makes
feel like
sense.
we put Curse Words too high on a pedestal here in the West.
Alright, my next point. They need to either remove Classic Sonic or keep him separate from the modern titles. Like, I'm not saying they need to kill Classic Sonic off completely, but they need to keep him out of the next titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
agree.
killing him's the right move because you still built up a strong fan base of people who are classic Sonic fans, and you upset them majorly, and they might even leave. Because here's the thing: if you if you didn't want to do classic Sonic, and if you wanted to kill him off, you could never do it because you never should have separated them in the first place. Like, that was the main thing. As soon as you separated them, you can't go back. You can't just undo what you just did. And if you did, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind if there was games released with classic Sonic, kind of like the Mania game, and I wouldn't mind that, but I also wouldn't mind just leaving classic Sonic behind and having modern Sonic do 2D games. I don't know, get another Rush title.
Okay, let's look at the Wisps quickly. They were in Sonic Colors. People liked the Wisps, so they wanted them to come back for like one more game. They've been in the last like 3-4 games.
Disgusting.
And instead of, like, what I'm trying to say is you should use the Wisps to like advance through the stage instead of, oh, you have to use this Wisp to get past this section, which becomes annoying. Like, it's a chore. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, no, I understand. And my main problem with the Wisps is that they're in set locations and you have a set Wisp that you have to use to solve a set
Exactly,
puzzle.
yeah.
You don't have any freedom in how you do it. And if you look at like Mario Odyssey, for example, you have Cappy, which is the main gimmick of that game. And the amount of things you can do with Cappy and the amount of different ways you can get to different platforms, it's so freeing. Like, there's so much freedom in it. And you can, like, I honestly felt like when I was playing Mario Odyssey, like I could get anywhere I wanted to if I was smart enough with how I used Cappy. So like, I think if Sonic had some kind of gimmick, he has to be able to use it at all times, or at least most of the time, and be able to use it without many limit.
I agree.
Well, it should be like the Sonic 1
Yeah,
shields.
that would also
Well, Sonic 1, 2, 3. It should be
that
like
would
the
also be a good
elemental
idea.
shields.
But like, yeah, like for example, if you have the laser wisp, like you should be able to use the laser pretty much at any time. Like maybe there's a requirement where you need like energy or rings or something. But like if you have enough rings, you should be able to do it anytime, anywhere for the most part.
And it could bounce off any wall. You could make some big brain plays with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, what is you guys' opinions about the Wisp being like a staple power-up of the series? Like, do you want
I
it to
don't like
stay?
it.
Yeah,
I'm the 1% that likes it.
yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you because it can work if it's not as strict as, say, Sonic Colors. I mean, I liked how they used it in Sonic Colors, but if they do that for every game, it's obviously going to get old. But if they use it like how Temzy was talking about, like a shield, I think they're trying to do a staple power-ups, kind of like how Mario has, like the Fire Flower, things like that. Something iconic for Sonic to be known for.
No, I don't really like the Wisp were fine in TSR because that's what else they're gonna use. I mean, unless you have something else, but I can't really think of anything else. Like even the Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing items were kind of like random, and if they were not, they were from like a different series, like not Sonic series. So, yeah. I mean, this made sense there, but Forces, Sonic shouldn't have to use a Wisp to boost. He shouldn't have to have that. He should be able to get rings and destroy robots. I mean, Wisp is like the other way.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I feel like they should probably focus on just his speed and what he can do, not something going through him and what, the Wisp sort of thing. I don't know.
I do agree on that part. We shouldn't need Wisps to boost.
Like,
yeah, I feel like boosting is a very pure and inherent ability Sonic should have by himself. But maybe if there's some like more outlandish abilities that the Wisps could provide, maybe having them as like a one-time use type thing would be fun. But yeah, I really disliked how in Forces they made it so that you get Wisps in order just to boost. It didn't really make any sense to me. I would love to see an open world Sonic game with like skill trees and like you can unlock certain abilities and get to different areas. Maybe I think that would be really cool. Just something open world, and maybe like somewhat in the adventure style, but also kind of like more innovative and adding things that we've never seen before.
The thing about open world gameplay, and this is something, because I mean I have an unpopular opinion that open world is very hard to make Sonic work in that, because it either has to be a very huge open world map, or Sonic has to be slow, because then he'll just bolt across the map. Because I mean, if he could just not boost, but then people are gonna complain like how in Sonic Unleashed you couldn't run, you had to like homing attack to get around town faster.
No,
Have
I
you
get
played Sonic GT?
That's true.
Sonic GT works. That does
It
work.
works. Yeah,
I've
it
seen
works.
it. I've seen it.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
works.
It's like literally the coolest thing I've ever played in my life. It's so cool, and I want the next Sonic game. I just want Sega should just hire those guys and to make the next Sonic game. Like,
Sega
I
hired
love
this
Sonic
man.
GT so much. If you haven't played Sonic GT, it's kind of an open world type. It's like semi-open world. It's not like one giant map, but it's like several. I think there's 3 levels, and they're very large. They're very large maps.
Yeah, I
And
know
it
you're
works
talking
so
about.
good. I love it. You should.
Yeah,
Everyone should try that
played
game.
I played GT. I played the levels. But like the thing about those levels is, I liked the level design a lot, but there were certain things like how enemies were just not a threat to you anymore in those levels.
Right. I think
Bosses
they're.
were, but the enemies
Oh,
weren't.
like
Yeah, there's
fortress.
definitely room to find some more balancing with that. And like one of the things that like I disliked, but also I loved at the same time, is that how I had no idea where I was going. It was kind of frustrating. I'm like, is this forward or is this backwards? I wasn't sure. But the movement in that game is so fun that it is like the most fun thing to play on a second to second basis, to like a minute to minute basis, because the movement just feels buttery smooth and amazing, and I just get enjoyment from moving Sonic around. Like I didn't mind that I was lost, because I was able to just like go up slopes and like do crazy tricks and like jump crazy gaps and stuff like that.
We'll be right back after these messages.
So, I obviously wanted to bring this up because it's very popular in the community right now. And I guess this is a 2-question thing, but do you think the remakes are coming? And if they are, what do you want from them?
Oh boy, I want HD graphics, obviously.
Thank you, man. But graphics won't do much if they don't play well.
Yeah, facts. Well,
If they
at
can't
least-
match the control of the original adventure, it's not gonna do so well.
Right.
That's kind of
Yeah,
scary,
I
to
don't.
be
I'm
honest.
not sure how I feel about the remake leaks. I don't think they're very credible. I think they're just rumors, and people are kind of latching on to what they want to hear. So because some person was rumoring that there were Sonic Adventure remakes in the works, I think a lot of fans are just latching onto that because that's what they want. I would like to see remakes of those games, personally. I'm just kind of afraid that they're gonna mess it up. Like, I feel like the adventure games are so easy to get wrong. It would be so easy to get wrong.
Yeah.
So they just have to really
Yeah,
be
just look out the
careful.
workload. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
they'd
lot
have
of
to.
people who want characters like Gamma removed, and that would be so
Oh
depressing.
no, definitely not. Like
I
even
feel
Big the
like they would
Cat,
do
like
that.
don't remove anything. Just kind of
So
maybe
you kinda
add
want,
on
like, a
to what.
remaster.
What do you guys think the Sonic movie 2 will have? So like, of course Knuckles and Tails will be in it, but what else do you think
Yeah.
will be in it?
I kind of hope they try covering the story of Sonic 3. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll have like Shadow or and they
I
might
hope
be able to
so.
find a way to like put Metal Sonic in it, maybe. It would be kind of interesting to see basically. Okay, here's what I think they're gonna do. They're going to do the story of Sonic 3, but they're gonna mix it up by adding small elements from CD and 2, like
Makes
Metal
sense.
Sonic
Maybe
and
like-
Tails.
Maybe like the first
Yeah,
half
that
will
would
be
make
like
sense.
Sonic and Tails pretty much, and then later on Knuckles will come in, and yeah, and then Metal
But-
Sonic will just be like the final boss type thing.
Right. For the
Between
most
Sonic, Tails,
part,
and Knuckles fight.
I think they're gonna stick to classic Sonic games and stories and characters. And maybe for the third movie, then they could get into the like the newer characters like Shadow or something.
Yeah, I feel like Amy's gotta come in at some time because I feel like even still, it's kind of weird. Like I love Amy. Like I know I keep forgetting about Amy. I think she's a great character, but or was anyway. But it's gonna be really interesting to introduce Metal Sonic without Amy. I think it'll work. Like the way it's been set up, it's gonna work. But it's just interesting because like that's
bad.
Right. I can
like
see
that.
them introducing Amy in the second movie.
I feel like they're gonna make Amy.
I mean, Tyson S is still on board, so I mean, it's possible. 'Cause I don't know if because he was there to design Knuckles, I guess, and maybe possibly Metal Sonic or
Right.
something. I don't know.
I have a question for everyone. If they didn't change the movie Sonic design and they kept the original one, would you all still have seen it?
Yes, probably multiple times too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And you know what? I'd have to make
I
so
mean,
many
all Sonic
videos.
fans here, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, not even me. Like everyone who actually liked the movie would have to make all those really bad video essays where it's like why I liked the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like
that
the Sonic
was
06 video
everywhere.
essays.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I can't believe merch got sold with Sonic looking like that, and there really wasn't that much merch with the redesign. And I have some of the old the old design Sonic merch, and it's just like, oh gosh.
Who saw that old design and said that was a good idea?
Oh my god.
Not Sega.
I don't know. There's a conspiracy I've heard that like
Yeah.
they made the design bad on purpose for the attention and then they just fixed it later.
No way.
Yeah.
I heard this. I heard
It sounds
kinda big
plausible,
brain.
but
To
at the
be
same
fair,
time,
that would totally
Yeah.
work. But
Oh,
also,
absolutely.
I
Didn't they-
don't think it's realistic that they actually did because like they did get like an actual studio to redesign and they had to go through all the scenes and kind of like redo like every single Sonic scene, which is like most of the movie, and it cost a lot of money.
and didn't they get laid
So-
off?
And then they laid off the employees, so like I don't think
Oh,
it was a
Yeah,
conspiracy.
like
Like,
that's like a
I
stab
mean,
it's a
in the
very
back.
real thing that they went ahead and redesigned them from the ground up.
I may be wrong about this, do not quote me, but I'm pretty sure on the Blu-ray version of the movie, I'm pretty sure something like that, I think they released somewhere like the old scenes with the baby Sonic as
Yeah.
the old design.
They
Yeah.
did, and Long Claw lived too.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so
I
ugly.
think I remember
I
seeing
have
a
not
kid like
seen that.
Well, like,
I don't know if I
it was
do.
like early stages of CGI for the old design, and I think they, yeah.
You
Okay,
should
I kind
watch
of do
it.
want
You
to
should
see that
watch it. You
actually.
should watch it. It's not
Yeah.
it's not like it's like really good or anything. It's kind of weird. Like it's really weird. But you should watch it because Long Claw survives. They go to Green Hill together.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really
okay,
interesting.
and that's pain.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
that's-
seeing that.
that's very
on
different.
Premy's channel, I think.
Like it's really different. They had a whole bunch of different ideas. There's like one scene where Sonic is basically running towards you as you look at him. It's really weird. And the baby Sonic design is
Yeah,
just
that's
as
a horror
ugly
film
as
right there.
ever.
coming after you
And-
in your nightmare.
It's watchable, but it's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't see it, but
I think, I always thought it was weird that the movie was only like an hour and 30 minutes long. Like, I,
I think
felt
that's
like 2
yeah,
hours or so.
I think 1 hour 30 minutes is all right. That's a decent length.
Yeah, it's a decent length, but
Like if you're comparing it to
Dang.
like, if you're comparing it to like Avengers Endgame, where it's like a 3-hour long movie.
3 hours,
Like, that's-
no
I don't know
bathroom
about
breaks.
3
That
hours.
that was horrendous.
I mean, like, say like a 2-hour movie. I mean, Jim Carrey is on the face and Sonic is on the face of this movie. I mean,
Yeah, there's definitely a point where movies are too long, I feel. And especially for a movie like that where the audience is younger. Like,
ooh yeah.
I'm not a parent, but I can assume that like it's gonna be real hard to like control your kid for an entire 2 hours. And they're gonna want to go to the bathroom, and they're gonna want like refills on their snacks and popcorn. So like,
There
I'm
were kids
sure
getting
that was
up.
a factor.
yeah.
Poor kids getting up in the till scene. I was like, I'm trying to watch this. Like, sit down. Like, goodness, it's not over yet. Question though. So I was talking to someone else about this. 2 things actually. Would you want movie Sonic to replace regular Sonic as designed?
No.
No, not really sure.
Absolutely
No.
not.
That is the
Absolutely
best show of
not.
my life.
Yeah, I am.
No, I'm right there
Sonic
with you.
is
We
so
already
iconic.
have
Why would you
enough
do that?
Sonic redesigns. We don't need another
I am
one.
a
right
huge
there with
advocate.
Fine.
I'm a huge advocate that Sonic's design, his modern design from Adventure and on, is like the perfect character design of all
Yes.
time. Like it is
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can't improve
Bro,
on
it's
that.
not
I feel like
furry,
if
it's
there's only
Sonic.
one thing they should. If there's only one thing they should change to Sonic, and this is like you can say yes or no to this, but I really think that chip bracelet thing should definitely stay. That
Yes.
thing should
Yes.
definitely be there because you built up this perfect relationship between Sonic and his little buddy partner, and now it's just thrown away. Like this was the perfect opportunity for Sonic to have like a slight, like it's a small redesign. It's a very tiny, minuscule thing, but
Yes.
there's so much story behind it. Like, oh my goodness, that would be the only thing I would change to Sonic if I was allowed to.
Yes,
But
I agree.
it can stay or go. But
He
honestly, that's
literally-
just such a nice touch. That'd be such a nice touch.
Well, too bad Sonic pawned it for money to get the IRS off his back.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
apparently.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But guys, you know the thing with the chip bracelet? Apparently, Sega issued a statement. Well, it wasn't an official statement, but someone asked a Sega employee what happened to the bracelet, and they replied that Sega, you know Sonic's house in Secret Rings? Apparently he has a small house and he keeps the ring safe in there. They said that to explain why we haven't seen Chip's bracelet
You
ring
It's a
in a while.
reasonable explanation.
I
That's
guess
kind of wholesome.
I'm tired of the
He doesn't wanna ruin it.
things off camera, dude.
And apparently he keeps it there because he wants to keep it safe. Because
Right.
if he's running around, he might
I
lose
can
it,
see
that
that.
kind of thing.
Bro, what if there was like a whole game where Sonic actually, like at the beginning, he had it on, then lost it, and the whole game is just him trying to find it. And
Well-
going through all these problems. But that'd be
Sonic
kind of
Unleashed too.
I don't know how
I mean-
long it'd be, but
Always had this
Yeah.
idea, like if Sonic 06 was ever to get remade, and I mean this is different from the director's cut idea, like completely remade, just taking the concept of Sonic, Silver, Shadow, and Mephiles' like styles and all that. I would like it to take place in between Sonic Colors and Sonic Unleashed, like after Sonic Unleashed, so we can explain what happened to the bracelet, how Sonic made the jump between worlds, things like that, and it would just make the continuity less scrambled.
that would make a lot of sense. And also the bracelet from Sonic 06, it kind of resembles the one that Chip has. Like,
Yeah, it's very
that
similar.
green one. I mean, it's not identical, but it looks kind of similar. Alright, and this is my last question. Another one about movie Sonic. Do you like the personality of movie Sonic better than the current personality we have in the games for Sonic?
Okay.
I love the baseball scene when he was running around and he almost cried or something like that.
So,
I think he's more of a
so
relatable
the thing
character
with,
than what we
yeah,
have
so
from
the
other Sonic.
thing about that is I actually watched a video that pretty much explained my thoughts about this. It's by another small YouTuber. It was talking about Sonic the Hedgehog as a character, and it was talking about how he's like pretty much a flat character arc. Like he doesn't really have an arc. It's just that he's already at his top. He's already a good character, and he does mature, but he already reached his like he's the best already. He doesn't need to improve on anything in his personality. And in the movie Sonic, I feel like if they did that, where Sonic was this overconfident hedgehog who was trying to preach to everyone about being good, I don't think that would have worked. I think if it's going to be a movie landscape and not a gameplay landscape, that they definitely need to make a more relatable Sonic. So it is kind of weird to see Sonic be insecure, though. I've never seen that.
It is.
Yeah,
But
kind
I
of
really-
piggybacking off of that, it's kind of like similar to Goku, where he is kind of already the best, and like throughout all of Dragon Ball, his character doesn't change. Like he gets more powerful, but his personality and maturity is like flat. It's exactly the same throughout the entire thing. But Goku is still a good character. He's a great character. So you don't exactly need to have these huge character arcs to be a good character.
Bro, I remember that whole first episode of Dragon Ball when Bulma was trying to trade for the Dragon Ball. That was so good.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, you can put present-day Goku from Super in that situation, and he would do the exact same thing.
I mean, he did too when he accidentally he instant transmission inside of Vegeta's house.
Yeah.
And then Bulma came. He kind of did. I mean,
Yeah, Goku pimping, not simping.
He's the exact same character.
He doesn't change.
And
He's a very
it's
static
not even
character.
bad. Like it's like that's perfect too because
Yeah,
if you had a
you know
bad
exactly
character
how
when
he's
you
gonna
put him in,
react.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing that goes back to Shadow. Like he was already he was a developing character. Like he started off like with vengeance kind of in his heart. Then Amy kind of corrected that. Then he
Right.
kind of went on his own path and figured things out. But then after that, after 06, I think was like Shadow has completely peaked. That's his moment. That's exactly where he needs to be.
The end of his story.
But everywhere after that, he just lost himself. Like it's not the same character anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like 06, just keep Shadow the same way he was in 06. You don't have to do anything anymore. He's fine. He's
Right.
perfect.
I think
that cutscene that was so cool.
the thing about really like the character arcs in Sonic is that like honestly the games aren't about Sonic. Sonic doesn't change. Sonic is kind of a plot device and he influences other characters to develop.
Yes, sir.
So like in Sonic 06, Sonic really doesn't do anything. Like he saves Elise, but he doesn't change. And like the most interesting parts of Sonic 06 is like everything that isn't related to Sonic, like Shadow's story and Silver's story. Those are the interesting stories.
Facts.
Sonic kind of just acts as a device to advance the plot and interact with characters and help them grow.
And we see that happen when he dies from Mephiles. Like he was just a plot device. They killed Sonic, they moved the story along. Like, oh my gosh,
Ooh.
I love Sonic. Sonic's story sucks in my opinion. I think his story is trash.
Yeah.
But everything else though, like 06 is such a vibe.
Yeah.
There was one thing about the characters that I didn't understand. Like when Elise was, doing the thing with Sonic, Amy just did not care. Like I think she even.
You should have reacted a bit more.
Oh come on.
I mean, I get
Amy,
that might be the only way to bring him back, but still, do something. That's definitely not you.
Yeah.
Maybe current Amy would stand there, but that Amy, nah, she'd be on that. She'd probably be flipping Elise across the room.
Yeah, like she'll just grab her hammer and just swing them.
Exactly. Speaking of 06, they also had a bunch of cool ideas there. Like Amy goes invisible. What they do? What else they do? Well, even still, I can't remember what everything else. But Amy having like the idea of going invisible, they just totally dropped that. I thought that was pretty cool.
How did she go invisible?
It was.
I think she has like terror powers.
Just like
or something like
They don't really explain it, which is fine. I don't really mind.
Yeah.
Isn't Amy from another planet or something? That
she went to another planet.
Due to Sonic's
she went to
abuse
another
law.
planet to find her love because the tarot card said you're gonna find someone you really like.
Right.
To. And then she was there and then saw Sonic and she was like, okay, I found him. This is the one.
Yeah, on Little Planet when Sonic.
Yeah, she could have found one with Eggman because what if she saw Eggman?
No.
That could have been the one because I mean, technically speaking, Eggman was there first. Wild.
If she fell for Knuckles, it would have been Cuckles.
Whoa. Yeah, who's gonna make the Sonic Theory video about this?
Yeah, why don't we all just-
video.
I don't know, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic Theory. How Eggman is actually Amy's true love.
Oh gosh.
That is so edgy.
Wait guys, I have one more question before we wrap this up. Okay, so have you noticed how in every big anniversary game, we've gotten another hedgehog? So we got Shadow, we got Silver. Do you think they might add one more?
Well, we did.
Who is the one in Generations? Classic Sonic?
Yeah, we could say that. Because Classic Sonic is introduced
Right.
as a new
His
character.
own individual character.
Oh no,
Right.
just grab some random OC off
Yeah.
the internet and call it.
Yeah. Grab a random Sonic Forces OC.
Original, the character do not steal.
That's why
Hold
they
some
did
kind of
that.
contest.
They were collecting data. That's why they did the whole.
Battle the
Theory right there. They're just collecting data the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just like this game. They were trying
We
to
need to
see what
design. Yeah, we need to design the perfect character.
Yeah, that's true.
The most picked accessory items is what's going to be on the next character.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Nah,
Yeah,
I
that'd be
honestly,
crazy.
I didn't dive in on my OCM Force. I just picked the one off the box because I'm just not that. I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I didn't really customize them that much.
Yeah.
Actually, I did on my
just
second
made
playthrough.
a
I tried to make him
movie
as
Sonic.
stupid looking as possible.
Do what everyone else did and just make him look just like Sonic. Or
Yeah.
Blaze or Shadow.
Yeah, just a
You could
Sonic
do Boom
twin.
Sonic in that game now. That's pretty cool.
Generic
Like
Sonic clone.
Walmart brand Sonic.
Yeah, that's true.
Video game Donkey's video on Forces was just
Yeah.
the best.
He just made some knockoff Sonic.
Oh yeah, that,
I
that
made
was a
my own
beautiful video.
Sonic.
Well, I think that's it, guys. I don't really have anything else to say, and this is well within an hour. So, do you think we should cut it here?
Yeah.
I think we covered all the good points.
All good over here.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, guys. This was a great video to make. To edit, that's gonna be another thing. But yeah, see you guys later.
See you
Thanks
later.
for watching,
Nice
everyone.
talking.
Yeah.
Alright. Free shout out for everyone in the video.
Peace out. Yeah, free shout. I'll link all their channels in the description. Make sure you check them out. And yeah, that's it.
Alright.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace out.
See you.